Folks, welcome to Werewolf Radar, the world's premier paranormal preparedness podcast. My name's Jordan Dahl.
I'm Nate Balding.
I am Roger, Dr. Disrespect Norquist.
Today's episode of Werewolf Radar is brought to you by Monstroco, Death's Head Spring Water. Water from the famous Death's Head Springs in redacted Wisconsin. Death's Head Spring Water, the only water with bones.
I think I might be bone deficient.
It's fortified as every bottle is like, if you go to the doctor and he's like, you need bones, plural, this has bones in it, dude. Have you been to Death's Head? I know their slogan is seek not the source, but if you go up there and you see the bones, because the water doesn't reflect, and you can actually test this when you pour it out. You put it into a mug, you can see there's no reflection in it. They don't like you to talk about any of this stuff, but Death's Head Spring bottled water, the only water with bones.
Nice. Liquid Death, you got a rival now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have news, everyone. May I just jump?
I have some news, too, for a segment this week.
All right. I have it on the news horizon, everyone. There's 2 alien bodies that have been discovered, and we're going to DNA test them.
Oh, shit. What?
Yes. So
That's huge.
everyone, this once again involves Jaime Muassan, who has been tricked before. I don't think he's doing this allegedly or on purpose. I don't think he's a huckster, but he will take, if you can sell this man.
He's a root.
Yes, you can sell this man an alien body, and he will take it to the Mexican government, and he'll be like, test the body. So I don't think
this
I don't
very
think
day.
he's doing this for us, but he has been taking advantage of before, and it does involve him. So from the dailymail.com, we have 2 new alien mummies from Peru are revealed, and they could be shipped to the U.S. for DNA tests.
Huh.
So a Mexican journalist claiming to be in possession of alien corpses is looking to American and European scientists to confirm their authenticity. 2 newly unearthed mummies from Peru have caused waves of controversy since X-ray and ultrasound data on the bodies was unveiled this past March, with archaeologists fearing they may be ancient human dug up by tomb raiders, which is always something that could happen when you're in the human mummy / alien mummy industry.
Yeah, you get your mummies mixed up all the time. People think that mummies are like pretty easy to tell apart, but it's all just a wad of meat and bandages, you know?
So here is
Mummy Mia.
Here is the Mamma Mia.
Oh, that's bigger than I thought.
Yeah, no, this isn't no
in
little
my head,
one.
I thought they would be like sugar cookies to be sent to the U.S.
If
It
you're
is more
familiar with
alien-y than I thought.
If you're familiar with the last ones he found, they were very small, very cake-like. In fact, a number of TikTokers made cakes of the aliens that he brought to the Mexican government. But this is a little bit larger, human for size.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some interesting features on this character. Here's an X-ray of part of its hand.
Whoa.
No, that's 3 fingers.
3
Odd.
fingers. I'm not a
With
doctor in
hooks.
any way, but I hope this doesn't look like it is obviously broken and readjusted, but like how the hand bones would be set up in this situation. I don't
This is
know.
wild.
You
Also,
tell
if you're
us.
high, just don't drive.
Pull over right now.
So as you said, fucking wild.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
That's why I had to take the skull first. And also, Jordan, by the way, this skull,
What?
beautiful. Thank you
Oh,
for bringing us
thank
a
you.
new one.
Thank you. Yes, of course, of course. I thought there was something wrong with it for a second. Huh.
No.
I can't afford to go back. I
Lance
can't
won't
afford
let
to go back mentally, really.
So this was written by Matthew Phelan, a senior science reporter for the dailymail.com.
I was down there for so long. It was 14 days.
Muassan, whose research has courted controversy for nearly a decade. As I said, he has kind of constantly, on a near yearly basis, been bringing various governments, various alien human hybrid bodies, all in mummy form.
He's a real mummy peddler, this guy.
He is. If you're wondering if that mummy industry was a joke, it wasn't. There is a
I mean,
mummy
it was a little bit of
industry,
a joke, but
there is a mummy industry, and it is a black market industry. Ask your local museum about it. They'll tell you to shut up.
they probably will. My local museum is terribly mean.
Yeah, but Redacted's museum is like that's why you go for the lack of customer service.
Yeah, fair enough.
So Muassan has floated the idea that the mummies might be alien-human hybrids, with his scientist colleagues declaring that these new mummy specimens
No,
contain
mummies. They're definitely mummies now.
Nummy mummies.
that these new specimen contain
Part of this
30
complete breakfast.
these new alien specimens contain 30% unknown DNA.
Ugh, 30?
30%.
It's a lot of percent. How does he
That's-
know this? Did they do a science on it?
His scientist colleagues did a science on it.
Fuck.
Of course,
And
critics.
he's just telling them that, or we have like a fucking peer-reviewed study here? It's just like
Jaime
my friend is
Muassan-
a scientist and he looked at it and he said,
Jaime Muassan, unfortunately, his science colleagues do their tests, and then he kind of skips the peer review phase and goes straight to public outing.
Okay.
His
Which
peer
why
review
he's
is
in the Daily Mail.
let's do it straight in the public. No cameras and everything. No
Sure.
no hidden things. Like if it's fake, we'll discover it on air kind of type energy.
Okay.
Once again, I don't think he's a huckster. I think he is a rube, if anything. I think he believes in this more than anything, and he is just all about sooner or later he'll strike it.
Our local teens are like just making mummies and being like, no, there's a guy who will buy them. This old guy's buying mummies.
If you're looking for a PS5 and Stellar Blade, I know a man who will buy a mummy we can make right now. Critics doubt his claims, obviously. One of them, a Latin American historian, Christopher Haney. Personally, I am not convinced that they are humanoid. I think they are human.
Okay.
Sure.
Muassan and his colleagues have had an eventful year pushing the wider scientific interest in the apparent alien bodies, including a controversial presentation before Mexico's Congress. We discussed that in our paranormal news, I believe, and the Week of Weird. Yep. And they've had countless clashes with Peru's Ministry of Culture involving how they've obtained certain mummies. The drama over the bodies came amid exploding public policy debate on UFOs, which we have discussed. The Mexican government is using to kind of hide the fact that they are changing voting rights in the country, and people are very upset with that. So they're like, hey, perhaps some UFOs?
I'm not 100% sure that maybe that's the plan, but you're going to throw out some sort of completely insane thing to try and divert the attention away from actual politics?
Mexico's done it countless times. Their president has also declared an old picture of an elf. I forgot what the original picture was, some sort of tree creature, but he posted the picture of a known elf hoax. In English, it was something like, "The world is filled with magic. Elves exist."
Yeah.
On his official Mexican president Twitter account.
Mm-hmm.
It is archived, baby.
Don't forget, folks, elves exist.
Elves exist. The world is magical. And he's not wrong. Muassan clashes with his critics, and this was at its most heated last April of this year, when a press conference that he held in Peru was raided by the police, intent on seizing new mummified bodies on display. So now Muassan is suing the government of Peru for damages and the rights to ship these bodies that I showed you to university researchers in the U.S. for testing. The lawsuit is $300 million large in U.S. dollars. So
seems like a lot.
I don't know in Peruvian dollars or pesos, or if you're from Peru, let us know. What do you spend money on as well? Bread? Most
Good
people
mummies.
like bread.
Yeah. That's what I spend a lot of my money on.
Most people do.
Oh, guys, I gotta tell you about the bread in France, by the way.
Uh,
I'm the most annoying person in the world right now, which is someone who's
been
having
to France.
an into France moment in their been to France moment in their 40s.
But I bet it's great. I want to go. Don't get me wrong. I'm in for what you're going to tell
The
us.
butter, the bread, and you just mange bread and butter. That's all you need. It's a highlight.
So long.
I don't know why we can't have that butter, but I
It's
know
used. It's
exactly why we can't.
non-pasteurized milk.
Well, and also because
Hmm.
America would just fucking mainline it and die. All of
That's
us at once.
so that is a bulk of this story. We have a very important lawsuit, which is going to be figured out on whether or not the Peruvian government, archaeology researchers essentially, can hold on to these for cultural reasons, or if they can be shipped to the US to be, maybe chopped up a little and tested for its DNA, maybe a hole screwed in them, and then,
Chop it
we
up a
test
little
the
bit.
shavings.
Just
I don't know what I feel on this truly. I would like them to be tested, of course, because I mean that three finger is very bizarre. But if it is part of Peruvian culture, these are their mummies to do as they want. And I would like them strongly to test it for human DNA and alien DNA. But
Sure.
it's your bodies.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know
Your mummy, your choice.
how much, what percentage of DNA actually like is considered human.
Right, the actual
Like-
breakdown. I
What do you
don't
mean?
have
What do you
that,
mean?
but if
I'm not. I mean, 30% of my DNA might be from billions of years of other shit.
Like
And I do
plays into
believe
it,
we
Like
have that.
Neanderthal?
Like some people of European descent have, what is it, like 10-ish% of Neanderthal DNA?
Yeah.
To where it's like these genes aren't human. Like they are uniquely Neanderthal when tested on tested against other human genome types across the world.
Hmm.
So anyway, us Europeans were a little bit thick-brained. Let's all settle down and remember that before we bash our heads into things.
Okay.
It
well,
is our ancestral way of answering problems, but there's better ways.
Fortunately, if you do have a giant forehead, it's probably pretty thick.
Because we are meant to bash things with our head.
Yeah.
So that's my segment, which I'm going to call Jamie. Please research where these mummies are coming from.
Jamie, taste the mummies.
That'll be when he finally gets it dissected and we have little mummy charcuterie to look
Jamie,
at.
taste the mummies.
Anyway, let me show the mummies one more time.
Boy. If these
as
are
I-
aliens, then printed alien meat could be on the menu.
Oh, I never thought of that for an answer.
Crazy. That hand thing has me
The
flipped,
hands-
man.
Yeah, that's weird for sure.
That X-ray.
Anyway,
Roger,
the skull should be appearing by one of you right now, and I unfortunately occultly have to stop sharing, or else I will get cursed even further.
I'm a fan of Dolly Parton, who isn't.
Yes.
American icon, American legend, true queen of the states.
Something and something, something and something and something and something and something, something and something, 9 to 5.
We don't know our songs, but we respect the woman.
Anyway, I woke up this morning thinking, did Dolly Parton ever see a ghost? And
Get
it
the
turns
fuck
out,
out of here.
yeah,
Of course she did, my girl. She should be president.
so I have yeah, I'm writing her in as we speak. I don't even have that ballot yet.
Hashtag Dolly for president.
Dolly, who would? Dolly would.
Dollywood. You know who would stop the genocide? Dollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So this first one is from radaronline.com. This is Ghosts Save Dolly Parton from Fiery Death.
Shut up. And they saved her?
That's right.
Cool.
The ghosts of Dolly Parton's beloved grandmas saved her from certain death! Exclamation point. The country legend told a pal about the time she was about to board a plane to Salt Lake City, Utah, when she had a frightening vision. Suddenly, I saw my grandma's ghost standing in the corner, Parton explained to the friend. She kept saying, "Don't catch the plane. Don't catch the plane." Parton immediately changed her ticket and later learned that the flight had crashed, killing everyone on board.
Grim Graham.
That's some
Pardon?
Final D shit right there.
Final
Oh,
D.
hold on.
She.
Parton's 71, so this is fairly recent. Insists her
Like
granny's
20 years ago, she's still very old.
Well,
she's
yeah.
exceedingly old.
Insists her granny's even warned her not to sign a contract that, quote, would have cost me millions. There is a life and death after because I speak to my grandmothers, said Parton, adding that she's
Dang.
not afraid of meeting her maker. I hope I die in the middle of a song, hopefully one that I wrote.
I hope not. That would be a disturbing concert to give Dolly.
It
I mean,
would not
but
be
if you were
great to
there
be there.
and you got to see her ascend.
I saw BB King play one of the last performances, and I thought that as he had to be walked to his chair to play, to be like, what if he just fell and died?
Yikes.
And then we had to just wait as he was ambulanced off.
You can't die while you're playing guitar.
No, it's a law.
Yeah.
Oh, you absolutely can.
So this next one, we're going to jump back to Dolly's childhood. This is another instance where she experienced a ghost. This is from Showbiz Cheat Sheet. Dolly Parton was in her home and an uneasy feeling settled over her. After a few strange occurrences, Parton had a full-on shock that terrified her. The singer became convinced that her house was haunted. Parton and her husband, Carl Dean, shared their first home in Nashville with some of Parton's siblings and her best friend, Judy. When they traveled back to their hometown, Parton and Dean were left alone in the house. They began to hear strange noises, which the couple attributed to Judy returning home early. Quote, "One night we locked the doors and windows, as we routinely did when living in the city, and went off to bed. We soon began to hear noises in the kitchen," she wrote in her book, Dolly, My Life, and Other Unfinished Business.
I love her so much. She's already like, I'm coming back when I die. I got unfinished business. What a legend.
Adding, "We heard the familiar sounds of cabinets opening and water running. We weren't too disturbed because we knew Judy had a key. When we heard footsteps up the stairs and water turning on in the bathroom, I said to Carl, I guess Judy and the kids have come back early, and I rolled over to sleep. Later in the night, Parton got up to use the bathroom." And here's a fun quote from little Dolly.
Can I say she's so relatable? Me too.
"In the wee hours of the morning, I got up to wee-wee," she wrote. "Just as I entered the bathroom, the hot water came on full force all by itself. I screamed in horror, and Carl came running. Now that was a hard faucet to turn on anyway, and it always took a while for the water to heat up. I was scared. Dean still believed Judy had come home early and somehow turned on the faucet. When Parton searched the rooms and realized they were alone in the house, he blamed it on, quote, the neighbors or rats or built up water pressure in the pipes or whatever."
I mean, I could see built up water pressure, but like
the
for the
neighbors and rats?
that's him stretching because he doesn't want to admit the truth. But like the hot water can stay in the pipe and like ready to go if you run it, but like that
Sure.
leaves within minutes.
And it's Nashville, it might be summertime or whatever. I don't know. It's gonna stay warm.
I don't think it's that hot though, man. I don't know. If you're a listener from Nashville, let us know how your pipes work.
How do your ghosts do it? Not long after this frightening experience, Parton's aunt told her a similar story. Very soon after that night, my aunt Dorothy Joe told me something odd. She said, "I believe that Mama visited me that night. Her mother, my Grandma Rena, had passed away recently. At least her earthly self had," Parton wrote. Aunt Dorothy Joe explained, "I felt Mama's presence real strong standing right by my bed. Then my willies came back 100-fold as she went on to say, this morning, I found the kitchen window open." This story was enough to get her to believe in the paranormal. in the future she likely wouldn't take Dean's assurances quite as quickly. I still don't know what happened, but it made me feel that much more certain that there are spirits and angels with us, she wrote. I'll leave it to you to figure it out. Years before Parton's spine-tingling night, she had a similar experience. When she was a child, her family heard someone approach their front door as everyone laid down to bed. We all got up. Even the little ones seemed to sense that something strange had happened, she wrote. The door was still locked and barred from the inside. My brother, who'd been sleeping on the couch, said he felt a faint breeze, as if someone had passed closely by him. We looked at Mama and Daddy for answers. For once, they didn't have it. They told us not to speak of this to anyone because it was strange and people didn't believe in ghosts. Parton's younger brother had recently died, and her mother feared the death angel had come to visit their home again.
Yes.
Parton wondered if it could have been her brother's ghost or a manifestation of her grief, which definitely very possible. Ultimately, though, they never found out. And here's a final one. This is from the HuffPo. A Ghost, Dolly Parton and the Charms of Chattanooga.
Wow, she's seen all kinds of ghosts.
This is insane how
It's a
I've
lot.
never seen like a celebrity ghost story about any of these or anything like that. It's just Dolly's been not even keeping these a secret. We've all been sleeping on it.
Yeah, 100%. Delta Queen, the renowned 1926 steamboat, bills itself as Chattanooga's most memorable overnight stay. And the article goes on to say, it just might be. The beloved boat, a fixture of America's rivers, was the last traditional vessel to carry overnight guests on inland waterways. It's now a historical landmark enshrined in the National Maritime Hall of Fame and a hotel on Chattanooga's vibrant riverfront. After a long, tiring flight and an equally long dinner, I finally stepped aboard the Delta Queen and was shown to my room. Small, neat, cozy, with a bed that compelled me to hop right in. Finding this hugely more appealing than joining my fellow travelers for an after-dinner cocktail, I happily surrendered to the pull of the pillow and began drifting off. Suddenly, abruptly, I was jolted by a face that appeared before me, that of a woman, gentle, soft-featured, benign. I couldn't explain the visage, so I was left feeling unsettled and wondering what was going to happen. The next morning, I got an explanation. A guide began a tour of the boat by announcing that the Delta Queen has a resident ghost named Captain Mary Green. I asked if there was a photo of her and recognized her immediately. When I told the guide about Mary's visit, she was completely unsurprised. Happens all the time, she replied. Mary was the first woman ever to be licensed as, to captain a boat, and I learned that she lived in the room just opposite my sleeping quarters. The Discovery Channel's Ghost Lab has done a fascinating story on her, and I must confess, having Captain Mary B. Green visit me was the perfect welcome to Chattanooga. That's what you want, is a fucking ghost.
I couldn't imagine being so famous that you are liked beyond this realm. People want to see you from every realm.
People
At
catch you when
one-
you're coming through the realm.
At one time, Chattanooga had the lamentable distinction of being the dirtiest city in America,
Oh,
which I did not know until I read that.
good job.
Congratulations.
Then a turning point. So this was the dirtiest city for quite some time, because the next thing happens in 1992. The Bluff View Art District was born, thanks to the founders Dr. Charles and Mary Portera and a group of forward-thinking citizens, who I guess didn't just want trash everywhere. Today, this area is home to a collection of cultural delights sprinkled atop a bluff overlooking the Tennessee River. There's an art gallery, specialty kitchens, gardens, fine restaurants, a coffee house, and a bed and breakfast. This is quite plainly the city's future. It's also the reason the city is on an increasing number of travelers' lists.
I'm sorry. You destroyed the culture. What about the community tire fire? What about the needle pile?
Yeah. What about the beer can reef?
I kissed my first girl on the beer can reef.
And that sick fish that only lives there.
He likes to watch.
The queasy chub,
The Chat
they call
movie.
him.
Celebrating its 78th anniversary this year, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is America's most visited park. It straddles the border between Tennessee and North Carolina, and is one of America's 20 World Heritage Sites. a showcase for some of the most inspiring natural and cultural treasures that the South Appalachians have to offer. A little spooky. What a delightful photo op it was to wander in the morning light through the forest canopies, lush mountain wilderness. Water is a constant companion on this journey. Cascades, rapids, falls adorn the trails, and the sound of rushing water is never far away. The air is cold, pristine, perfect, and when you're in the park, you never really feel energized. That mountain over yonder, I'll just climb on up and take some pictures. Planning a 4-hour hike? Count me in. You feel, well, really healthy. Besides forests, there's much in this part of Tennessee to experience, to learn, and discover. My visit was 4 full days, and yet upon leaving, I wished I had more time. There's the amazing little town of Sevierville, about 25 miles from Knoxville, with a population of just 15,000. It calls itself your hometown in the Smokies.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Indeed. Makes me want to go there. I bet they have fudge.
We eventually get to Dollywood. Once you get out of Pigeon Forge, which is a small but major attraction, the park was given the International Plaza Award for being one of the world's best theme parks. The attractions park is and haunted, it turns out.
All right, there it is.
Yes, Dollywood.
Yahtzee.
Full of ghosts, maybe.
Yes, not maybe. Werewolf Radar here always says yes, except for the times it's obviously a scam or a hoax.
Which is a lot, but still.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, a lot of people have seen strange things or experienced odd stuff while staying at Dollywood. And Parton herself, of course, apparently is a psychic who from childhood has been able to tap into her entire genealogy. So yeah, it's she's haunted, Dollywood's haunted. Get out there. It's probably pretty cool.
I mean, subscribe to our Patreon. If we get enough, we might be able to ghost hunt Dollywood.
Honestly, if enough people subscribe that we could get you to Dollywood, we will draw a name out of a hat and send you there.
Yeah, we should let someone else get cursed. Very smart, Nate.
We will send you to Dollywood. But not
Like very aggressively to be like, if we get enough patrons, we'll do a raffle and we will send you to the haunted woods.
Yeah.
Well, the haunted woods that's a whole different deal.
Yeah, that's a weird benefit. You get superpowers there.
But yeah, that's the 9 to 5 segment, I suppose.
Well, there you go. The 9 to 5 segment. I like it. Scaring 9 to 5. That's no way to scare the living. Right?
Yeah, I think that's the words.
That's something.
My grandma just died. Now she's back to do giving.
Dolly, we know you're listening. Please correct us on your lyrics.
All right. Well, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and pick up the. Oh God, it's here.
I
It's
shall
already
zap
here.
the
It's already
skull.
here. You don't have
Yep,
to.
yep.
You might find it missing. That's because it's fucking here, watching me.
Yeah, this
like
one's
a
quick.
creep.
It's actually not missing. I think it just
Okay.
copied.
Okay.
Multiplying.
Well, this is a segment that I'm calling Check In with Planet Dipshit.
Wait, I just read all that.
That's my favorite Adult Swim show.
Calling Planet Dipshit.
This post headline is perfect.
You might like that. So long story short, Jim Breuer wonders if Dave Chapelle was replaced. Let's watch the clip, shall we? It's 2 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Make sure your
yeah.
sound is being shared because I've done that before.
Oh shit, I'm almost certain I didn't do it. So hang on.
Oh my God, I can't wait for this. This is a genius segment. Oh my God, what have you shown us?
I saw this maybe Wednesday, and it's been out for a month.
A month. How
And
did we?
Well, it takes a while
And-
for the truth to come through.
Sure, to get through all the filters. And I thought to myself, well, that's my segment wrapped up, taken care of for this week. So here's the clip. Feel free to comment along.
Yeah, we'll let you know when to
This
pause.
is Jim Breuer, one-time comedian, full-time crazy person, dumb guy.
You think he's gonna bring back Goat Boy?
Dave was visited,
Oh,
and that's up for him to tell that story.
I'm gonna let Dave tell his own story.
And that was my first real, like, what do you
You took it away, Jordan.
Oh shit!
And nobody talks about that. Everyone thinks he just ran away to Africa and
Wait. So his premise is the very famous story of him having enough, his own interviews explaining why, are to be thrown to the side because it was really aliens.
Let's keep
Well, it
watching.
might not be aliens per se. He's simply visiting.
Let's keep watching. You'll see.
Correct.
You'll see.
Sorry,
It all
I'm just
comes
so
full
happy.
circle. Yeah, it's real. It's a real choice.
All right, let's let it play. Sorry, I'm just so excited.
No, it's okay.
nobody
Please
talks
feel free to.
about that.
We should be talking
Everyone
about
thinks
it.
he
He
just
says
ran away to
we
Africa.
should be talking
and,
about it.
You know, the man was offered $50 million.
It makes him so happy to even be thinking about being offered $50 million.
Yeah,
I imagine Dave Chappelle already had $50 million.
yeah.
It's not going to do anything more for him to go to Africa and try to do some like personal inventory stuff.
Sure. Here, listen to this.
Blatant liar. I'd be a blatant liar if I were to say 100% that's him.
Okay, perfect.
Because our communication ended. And when I say our communication, he stopped communicating with me.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
man.
So
I'm
Jim posits and suspects that maybe Dave was replaced.
And that's why he stopped returning his phone calls.
Let's keep listening.
Okay.
When he came back. When I say came back, I'm not talking about from Africa, because the first thing he did was go on Oprah, which I find fascinating. And I highly suggest people really watch that interview intently. And I sobbed. I fucking sobbed.
He sobbed.
I don't.
Why?
I hope it's
Jim, those shorts are very short.
But I will say when he came back bigger,
Yeah.
and I thought, all right, maybe he did steroids, maybe he worked out like crazy.
No.
I know he was very
Superhuman,
self-conscious, being
super soldier.
skinny his whole life.
Alien replacement.
And
I got a
our
story about that.
And now I had a bizarre FaceTime thing, which again, I think is very sketch.
Whoa.
Even the person that, you know, there was this, I'll just leave it this. I don't know. The Dave Chappelle I knew,
Right.
he was an incredible mentor and human being to be around. Because when we started filming Half Baked, what I learned more was not the movie and all that. That's nothing. The long conversations and deep spiritual, who controls the world? Why are agents in the industry called agents?
Right.
And why from a certain descent?
Now, Jim,
Why?
I would think
I love that. That's
that
so great. Why are
that-
agents called agents?
from
Jordan.
the movie Half Baked, you would know that what you're describing is being high.
Yeah.
So that's what those
I
conversations
believe-
are. But yeah, there you have it. Jim
Yes.
Breuer wonders if that's even Dave anymore. This is him on some kind of podcast or something. It says
the
at
Soup's Cold podcast.
And as you may or may not know, Jim Breuer, famous comedian, he was Goat Boy. He was in Half
Pesci.
Baked. He was Joe Pesci on SNL. recently took a very hard right turn when people started paying attention to his famous, hysterical, legendary Parrot Fauci bit.
Yes.
He went mad Q.
He went
For
mad
sure.
Q, and now he's wondering if his friends are really his friends. I think somebody is taking a hike up Randy Quaid Mountain and the Big Rock Randy Mountain.
I agree with that. I love it, but
Our money is made of
who
socks.
changed him? Is he saying that I always wonder with this, is he talking aliens?
Yeah, he's
Or
saying
is this
he was
terrestrial?
So what he specifically says is
Is
that
this terrestrial?
Dave was visited,
Okay.
and that's Dave's story to tell. But when he came back, he was a strong guy. Weirdo.
Sounds like
I
he was
remember
visited
him
by
strong.
fitness.
He
Sounds like he
did.
was visited by fitness and mental health issues. But
Yes. And I think the aliens, he saw them jacked. He saw what he could be for his own body, and he liked it. He's all like, I'm gonna follow that.
Now,
He
that's
started
something that
he started drinking alien protein drinks.
right.
So this is on Reddit, and some of the top comments are, it starts odd, then gets odder and weirder and sadder. And of course, anti-Semitic.
Just a little bit.
I really like the idea.
The
to
music,
jump
though, that's
back
what I
a
was gonna say
second.
too. The music's fire.
Oh,
This person says, I am shocked that he has not gone into politics, the state of this country's obsession with red hat grifters. If anyone has been replaced, it is this asshole who I once admired for the way he took care of his sick and ailing father for many years. And he shared countless stories on stage before he was possessed with grifter blood. Another
I
bomb.
want to get back to the idea of super jacked aliens. We never see those.
They're from the planet Superjack. So that's also a slice of news. Jim Breuer says that Dave might have been replaced. What do you guys think? Do you think that's Dave Chappelle?
I think it's Dave Chappelle. I think I think he went through what happens when like you're rich, you do that introspection, you go like, what do I really want? You look in, he decides, I want to get jacked.
I want to get jacked. I want to get
And maybe
jacked.
there were aliens too, but I think that's the same Dave. But I do like how this is part of that community that he's in, to where like they're all about people being replaced. Like the government is replacing you and then putting someone who's about your same height with a very good MI6 mask.
That's real like
Some body snatchers.
Yeah.
some body snatchers, but also it's real kind of like almost schizophrenic type symptoms where it's like you think somebody's been replaced, you think
Right.
it's fully like it's almost like indoctrinated mental illness where
Oh,
one
well,
person's like, I think this person might be replaced, and the other person's also sick, so they're like, okay, go on.
Go on. I've
That
read
brings up,
legends.
that
Do you
brings
know
up
about
an-
David Icke?
It does bring up a kind of an interesting idea. Is it possible that there are like mimetic schizophrenias?
Wow,
Like
that's a scary
maybe-
thought.
Yeah. In the same way that, when anytime you watch an anime, it'll come up and be like, look, if you have, certain qualities, you probably shouldn't watch this
Probably
because it's
shouldn't
going to make you
watch
go into
this.
seizures.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps there are memes that just hit people that have their minds wired in a certain way to start believing crazy shit.
Like if
Yeah.
you're of this certain type of brain with a mental history such as this, maybe you shouldn't be reading about the reptilians,
Sure. Well, folks, that does it for my segment called Check In from Planet Dipshit.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that one. That was fun.
Yeah, this was a fun segment. It was a fun episode because unfortunately that brings us to the end of another episode of Werewolf Radar.
Yeah, I had to call an early one because I'm going to see my dad, who believes some people have been replaced.
Nice. Ask him about it. Ask him about Chappelle.
I should.
You should. And report back to us. Has Dave Chappelle been replaced? check us out online. We're all over the fucking place. Sorry
We
for
are.
swearing, but
You
for the
guys are
love of
liking the
God,
shorts. Thank you.
Top Werewolf Radar, and follow us on YouTube. All of that stuff. We need the likes. We need the follows. Anything you can do, truly, it helps us. If you really like what we do, you can go to patreon.com/Werewolf Radar and become a Dark Council member and help us keep the biscuits on the bread table.
Yeah, we
That
got
old
some more.
saying.
We got some more 5-star reviews. We got a lot more subscribers. We're
Incredible.
coming closer to 1,000 subs on there. We're almost becoming like a real YouTube channel.
What a squad. Hell
I'm
yeah.
also taking longer time on it. I really hope you liked the last video.
Raj has been working hard on them. Make sure he gets those likes and shares.
I need them. I'm hungry.
We all need them to survive. But yeah, I think that does it. Until next time, our super not so secret sign off line that everyone is allowed to use. On the count of 3, please join us. 1, 2, 3. Punch the
Punch the sky, Spaceman Joe.